Let's go over what sold this weekend.
Welcome back. My name is Edine. This is my beautiful wife Melinda. Together we are known as Hustlin' Hooks. We are part-timers. I don't know why I said that so weirdly. Part-timers. We sell generally used goods on eBay and on Poshmark, and per month we average about $10,000 to $14,000 in gross sales, and here we are again.
In this video, we are going to be covering what sold this weekend. Our weekends include Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we are going to go over things that sell regularly for us in the hopes that it can give you an idea of what might sell for you.
One of the things that when we started that really helped us was to watch these types of videos to really diversify the types of items that we could source locally. And hopefully this will add some value to you as well.
So in these videos, we switch on and off. We're going to be covering our sales, and that way we can pop up the actual comps so you can see for yourself the sales and what they've sold for.
Yeah, hopefully this helps you. Let's get right into it. So the first thing that I want to cover are some video games. These video games have been sitting for quite a while in what we call our opportunity pile. We just got to them this weekend and we started listing them today. Today is Sunday after all. We listed them this morning and some of them have already sold, including this little guy here. The title of this one is Gunstar Heroes. Now remember, with some of these vintage games, make sure you're looking up the titles and seeing what they actually go for, because the markets do tend to change. This seems to be a rare game or a very popular game that may have been in short production. It sold for $45 within a couple of hours, and it's just a game cartridge without the case or the manual. With the case and manual, this game goes for well over $100. So definitely something to look out for. Some of these Genesis games sell really well. Now these Genesis games, they actually do have most of their cases and some of the manuals, but as you see on the screen, these four only sold for $25. Now, you might wonder why. Well, these are just not very popular games, or they're games that have been really mass-produced. Sports games, especially the older ones like this Wimbledon game, they just don't do very well, so we tend to lot them up. Individually, I saw comps anywhere from like $7 free shipping, $10 free shipping. We don't like selling items that low because it's just not worth our time. I'd rather give someone a great deal, ship all of them out at once, make a decent profit, and go from there. On average, we have about a couple of dollars per game, including this one that sold for $45. So the margins are still there for us to just move this out the door. Now, a couple more video games from the same lot sold. This is Zero Tolerance, another game. This one did not include the manual. It did include some of the old paperwork. It sold for $20 with free shipping. If it had the manual, it might have sold for closer to $25 free shipping. These are first class. They'll ship for about $3. And this Normie's Beach Baborama sold, which is just a hilarious title. I want to read the description on the back because I think it's just so funny. But this one sold for $35 shipped really fast. And again, it didn't have the manual, which decreased the value slightly. Still one of those games that maybe was short production or just odd. So I'm going to read this and I'll pass it back to Melinda. Total bummer. The beautiful goddesses that make beach life bitchin' have been kidnapped. Normie must restore life, liberty, and the pursuit of an awesome tan by traversing time and space to save the beach babes from the most twisted horde of villains ever. So that's the description for this game. Super odd title. I've never seen it before. Glad it sold so fast. On to Melinda for the next batch.
So the first thing we have is this Zenith, just a small color TV VCR combo unit. These are popularly used now as retro gaming TVs. So that's how we put it in our title as well, as retro gaming. So the TV itself was $20 off Facebook Marketplace. And then the remote we actually ordered off eBay, and that was $15. These sell with and without the remote, but like anything else, like the DVD VCR players, they sell better and it gives you a higher margin if you can include the remote. So we sold this for $135 free shipping. It's going to Tennessee, which is awesome because that means shipping isn't going to be more than $20. That's going to be using UPS or FedEx. So 35 into 135. That's a pretty good margin. Don't be afraid of bulky items. We also have these Panasonic office phones. Adine found these at a Goodwill. They were $4 each. We lotted them together, so $8 total. They sold for $80. Now, the reason we lotted them up is because they're office phones. So there's not going to be a huge market on eBay of people looking for one single individual office phone. It's possible, but they're going to get a better deal if they order two. If you're opening up an office, you can imagine if you've ever walked into an office, there's not just one office phone there. There's multiple phones. So it just makes sense with this type of product, thinking through it, to put them together. And the last one I'm covering is this Emerson combo unit. We love these. These always do well for us. And this we picked up originally for $6 at Goodwill. Now, it wasn't working after we tested it, but we do have a contact that repairs these for us. And he charges $10 per unit. So that's $16 into the unit. And then we threw in the cords. We just bought a whole bunch of these in bulk, not even $1 into this. And these, I actually found a whole pack of them at Goodwill. They were $2 a piece, and it just helps to throw them in there, because if you're thinking about, if you're looking at something on eBay to buy, the more accessories you get, the better it is. So we don't have the remote with this, but we do have these extras. So this is 18 total into this. We sold it for $65, and after we listed it, it took about 2 days for it to sell. So that's it for the electronics. I'm going to pass it back to Adine.
Some clothes that sold for us, so 3 pairs of denim. If you watched any of our videos or if you follow us on Instagram, you know that we specifically target some denim items because we have a great routine with them. We know how to process them pretty quickly, and we typically make anywhere from $25 and up net profit on them when we sell them, because we can usually get them for $5 at our local thrift stores. The first one was these Tommy jeans. They're just a regular straight leg light wash jean. They sold for $28 on Poshmark. They pay for shipping. We have $5 into them. We're very happy to take that. Tommy jeans that have this old emblem, or even if they have this little front hit, they tend to do a little bit better for us when we're looking at Tommy jeans. Modern Tommy stuff we don't usually pick up. These TK axles took a while. You want to zoom in on the brand. They took a little while to sell. In fact, we had a different photo set up, but they're just straight leg men's jeans. TK Axel does pretty well for us. We typically get about $35 shipped. All of our jeans that we pay for shipping ship for $6.94 as we stuff them into these flat rate envelopes. Someone asked if we can demonstrate how we do it, so we'll show you how we do it. Monda has a pretty awesome rolling technique, so we'll show you that. These Hudson's women's jeans sold as well. They have these flat pockets. I thought, and maybe both of us thought, that Hudson would do much better for us, but it just doesn't. They're made in USA. Some famous people made them popular. I don't know who wears these, but we typically don't want to sell jeans for $25 shipped. This is what they sold for, so not a lot of profit at $5 as a purchase cost. They might ship first class because they're lighter and smaller. We'll see. If they do, we'll save a couple of bucks, but we don't recommend looking up Hudson or picking up Hudson unless it's something really specific, or maybe the design is very specific. These ones are not. And then this is our second official ever bins sale. This is is it Shamel Lantern? I forget what the title is. Let me look at it. I sincerely apologize to any Scottish audience member.
Shetland? Is that the word you're looking for?
Tam O'Shanter.
Oh.
So it's a Tam O'Shanter, and thank you for everyone on YouTube that watched our haul video when they saw us pick this up. You guys educated us on this, so I really appreciate that. This one sold for $23 shipped. It's 100% Scottish wool, and it'll ship first class. So, maybe 50 cents into it, which is pretty awesome. And then, our last lighthouse sold. So if you watched, again, any of our videos, thank you for your continued support. This is Lefton's historic American Lighthouse. This was our first ever bulk deal. I think our daughter was 7 days old at the time, and we went garage sailing, and we found a bunch of them. They wanted $5 a piece. We ended up buying them at like $1.30 a piece or something like that. And this is the last one that sold. We gradually took down the price. This one sold for $20 with free shipping. Their first class, which is only about $5 for, you know, almost a pound or about a pound. So kind of, you know, happy and sad to see it gone. We thought about maybe saving one and putting it on a wall somewhere, but it's too late now, as this Copper Harbor rear range is out the door for 20. So it is what it is. Back to Melinda. She's going to cover some shoes and something kind of odd in the bag.
So before I get into the shoes, I'm going to demonstrate how we get these into a flat mailer. So the first is, this is a 10 by 13 poly bag, and I'm going to fold this so that it fits nicely in here first. That's step number one, because it'll slide in there a lot easier. And sometimes it's a trick trying to get the fold right. You can like fold this in, make it thinner here to make it fit. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So sometimes it's a little scrunchy getting it in there. That's okay. You can kind of reach in and flatten it out if you need to. Okay, and then I try to push the air out. And just get it as tight as possible you can into this one, right? Okay. And then I line it up, I just get it in there. And it's bulging out, that's totally fine, totally normal. Okay, and then I push this, so I have the opening away from me, and I kind of push this down with my hands, and then I take my thumbs and kind of hold this down. So I'm just evening it out and pushing it in, and then I rip this off, and I just fold into the line there. So on a less thick pair of jeans, this will come down farther, but if it fits, it ships. It doesn't say it has to fit perfectly. It doesn't say it has to fit flat. We have never been turned away by the post office for it bulging out like this. And if you want, you can always tape the corners if you'd feel more confident in that. But as it is, we can just slap the label on that baby. Okay, so now I'm gonna jump in and cover the shoes that sold this weekend. These were a full price Poshmark sale, which is awesome. Generally on Posh, we'll kind of price the same to even a little bit more when we're cross-listing, because Posh is generally very offer happy. So we don't sell a lot not on offers. Keep that in mind. If you don't sell on Posh and you're thinking about getting into it, it's kind of tricky to find the right price point when you're first starting of where you want to list stuff. And we're still experimenting with that as well. But really happy with the full price. These sold for $40, and they're gonna pay shipping. So Posh's fee is 20%. So that's $8, that's $32, paid $6, so $26, which is great. So then we also sold these Asics. These sat for a while in our store. Very happy to see them sell. They sold for $35, shipped, good price. We probably paid $5 for them at Goodwill, but as I mentioned, they did sit for longer than we had anticipated, and they're in excellent condition. The treads are nowhere, very clean. So a little bit surprising, but it might just have been the style or the colorway. Brighter colorways, darker colorways tend to do better with us for shoes. But either way, they're gone, and we're happy about it. And then the last pair of shoes are these awesome Merrells. So we like Merrells. They're a very quality outdoor shoe brand. These are awesome. Like, those treads are amazing. They're also Gore-Tex. They're also Vibram soled. No rips, no stains, no tears, excellent. Adine found these for $15 at a local thrift store. So we paid up a little bit for them, but we sold them for $65. So a really good return still on that. And then for the mystery bag, these are rainbow vacuum attachments. Just a lot of brushes. We are already well into the profit on the rainbow vacuums that we bought and parted out. So these are just extra. Put them all together, someone gets a good deal. These sold for $50 shipped. That's it for sales. We're gonna be back together and wrap this up.
Probably a little bit faster or quicker video than usual. It was a relatively slow weekend for us. We did have one other sale that's not on here. We picked up so let me give the quick story. It was the 1st of January. We were walking our dog and we saw some stuff by the side of the curb and we picked up a couple.
Snow's just coming down.
Yeah, it was super snowy.
Yeah.
So what we picked up was this this is a professional Ulster beauty salon. It's like a perm machine thing. It's
a
vintage.
hair
Dryer. And then a cake box, but the camera is actually sitting on it because that's how we do it. We keep it cheap at Hustle and Hugs Productions. Anyways, and then we went back because I saw a chair and it was like an old barber chair. So I ended up going back with our car and we struggled to get it home. It was like the three of us and
yeah, for some reason we didn't drop Toddy in our house, so she was in the car with us.
Yeah.
So she's on my lap in the front seat. Dean has his hazards on. It's sticking out the back. Just snow everywhere.
I'm gonna do the best to find a clip. If I find it, then it'll be over me. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
We put it on Instagram. But anyways, that chair was like an old vintage barber chair, and it was in okay condition. I put it up on Facebook Marketplace for 100. Someone offered 45, and I was like, yeah, whatever. It's free money. And then they ghosted me. And then, was it yesterday that AJ and I went out? 2 nights ago?
I think it was 2 nights ago. I don't know.
No, it was 2 nights ago.
Everything blurs together.
Yeah, 2 nights ago. My friend AJ and I delivered it. So a gentleman in a little small city called Charlotte, Michigan, approached us and he's like, hey, I'll pay for it. We negotiated. We were going to meet halfway. Then he asked if I could deliver it. And I said, yeah, for $50, I'll deliver it. Mm-hmm. So he paid me $150 to deliver a free chair. It was a 2-hour round trip, but AJ, if you're watching, thank you for coming along. So AJ and I listened to old Eminem CDs for 2 hours and had a great time, and I got paid $150 for it. So that obviously we can't show you here. So anyways, that was part of this weekend sales as well.
And I wanted to mention, as far as this TV goes, as far as packing it, we are just going to wrap it in lots and lots and lots and lots of bubble wrap, find a box, and then put padding around it. Someone was giving away free egg cartons. People save them as seed starters, and someone was moving and just obviously didn't want to bring these empty egg cartons. So I said, I'll take them because they work really good as padding for boxes. It's like oversized bubble wrap almost. So yeah. I have a whole bag of those, which works out. Free packing material, and we'll probably put that all around the box. Otherwise, you could use styrofoam or more bubble wrap just to really pad it in there. Just essentially getting it as padded as possible and as secure as possible, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, if you're thinking like these bulkier items, like these TV, like the nice thing is that it's already square, so it's gonna fit in a square box. And really think it through. Worst case scenario is that if it falls off a conveyor belt or from someone's hands, that first impact is really what's going to damage it. It's not going to get damaged by being like shoved or moved or whatever. So if you think about a way to protect from that first impact, that's all you really need to do. So like Melinda said, once you bubble wrap it, you get that padding around it. Just think about your car's front and back bumper. If you remove that plastic bumper, there's like a nice thick, usually some sort of hard foam or hard plastic that's just there to prevent any further damage. So it's not that difficult.
So as far as numbers, tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day, which means I don't have to go to work because I have a government job. So I'm going to be packing these tomorrow. We don't have the exact shipping numbers for you, but our gross sales, at least so far, we have a few more hours left, hoping for more. But as of right now, and as of this video, it's $1,074. And roughly, we keep about 50% of that on average. So you can think we probably are going to put around $500 in our pocket after cost of goods, fees, things like that.
Taxes, everything. After everything, our margins are usually 50% cash. So pretty decent.
Yeah, we're happy with that.
Yeah. So anyhow, hopefully you found this informative. Hopefully you learned about some brands, or you saw some items that we, kind of commonly flip. We didn't sell any pots and pans in this one, which is kind of strange.
Still
but
time.
There's still time for sure. So as always, we really do appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully we're bringing value to your living room or your phone or wherever you're watching us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, have a good night, everybody.